how's it going? Welcome back, my beautiful sinners, to another great and majestical, moist and wonderful video with your boy, the Savior. That's right, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, which is highly likely, go down below and please do consider subscribing. That would mean a great deal. Join this fantastic and wonderful, great community today and support me by checking out my music on all platforms. Download it, support it, and become a member for extra content and shoutouts. Today, my sinners, I'm very happy and excited to make this video a retrospective review of Skyrim. Skyrim, I think for many, is a very personal and unique experience. I think Skyrim has got a very special place for a lot of people and has really ingrained itself into a lot of people's memories. Never before has a game ever managed to capture the same kind of wonder and beauty and scale that Skyrim did. Skyrim really did something unique, and it left a massive influence and impact on the gaming community. Skyrim really does have a special place in a lot of people's hearts, and it really did change the industry for gaming and just entertainment in general, especially entertainment that you can engage with. Skyrim did something really unique, and it crafted such a detailed and interesting world that a lot of people, myself included, really fell in love with, and no other game, I don't think, has ever managed to capture the unique sense of wonder that Skyrim managed to capture, exploring and inhabiting another world. Skyrim had such great immersion, okay, and the world itself was always brimming with character and charm. You know, we never really saw a game like this before, and it's now been almost 10 years since Skyrim first released, which is pretty crazy. And the most crazy thing about that is it's still being played so much today. It's still one of the most played games to ever exist. I think that we all have very fond and unique memories about Skyrim, because for a lot of people it wasn't just a game. This was really like almost going to another country, you know. Although it's all digital and although obviously it's just a game, the world and the atmosphere that this game managed to create has never really been recreated. And yeah, there are games out there that do amazing things like Skyrim has done. We have other games, of course, that also bring this sense of immersion and atmosphere. The Witcher 3 also did a very good job of this, but nothing quite really captured the attention of the masses like Skyrim did, and I think that's simply because of the world. The creative vision for Skyrim, I think, is what really made this such a unique thing, because it really did feel like you were transported into another world. And that isn't because I think Skyrim has an amazing story. I think many games have done storytelling far better. For example, Fallout New Vegas. It wasn't the story and the interaction and the deep dialogue like you would get with some other games that really made it feel immersive and impactful. Like I said, Fallout, for example. It wasn't about really consequence and having weight to your actions. It was more about dropping you into a fantastical place where you could basically forge your own story. Skyrim was all about giving you the choice to do whatever you want without having too much consequence. Usually, for me, that wouldn't really work because, you know, I like something that really gives me huge amounts of consequences in an RPG, for example, like Fallout New Vegas. I keep bringing that up because that is the highest tier. For me, a game like Fallout New Vegas, and the reason I keep bringing that up is because to me that's what makes a game super immersive. It's not just the gameplay, it's about the consequences of my actions within that world, making it feel like it's a real place. That's what really hooks me. Not just seeing artificial progress, because to me that doesn't really grip me, because I just feel like it's just a loop cycle and I can see behind it. But when my actions have consequences within the game world and unscripted events happen, that's what really grips me. And although Skyrim didn't do that super well with the story, it did it so well with the world. You would go out into the tundra You would go out into the wildlife and just explore, and you never know what you would find. You know, you're always constantly looking for treasure, to meet new characters, to embark on new and interesting quests. And although they didn't have massive weight to them, and in the end it didn't really matter what you did, Skyrim was all about the journey and not about the destination. I think the reason why Skyrim really became so successful and why it's still one of the most highest rated games of all time and why people are still playing it to this day is because, like I said, of the rich atmosphere. Just walking around in this world and engaging in conversation with these characters and just soaking in the atmosphere, the art direction. You know, it's such an alien, fantasy, unique world brimming with detail. Even back then on older generation consoles, it was amazing. It was absolutely mind-boggling to basically realize you have all of this country to explore. Skyrim had such a unique blend of emotions that it would give you because, you know, a lot of the time it's just beautiful and relaxing, just walking around this beautiful virtual country, and then the next second you can be engaged in interesting conversations, or you could be fighting a cave troll, for example. You know, it just had so many different elements to it. I think the RPG mechanics really did help this bring it to a whole new level. The fact that whatever you do in the world is how you progress, so you can choose what you want to be good at. If you want to be a perfect hunter and make a living that way, then you can do that. You can just go and grab a bow and some arrows and go out into the wilderness and just hunt. And slowly as you do that, as time progresses, you would improve not only your skill as a player with your archery, but also all the RPG mechanics underneath the hood would slowly increase and you would unlock more skills. As time would progress, your archery skills would improve and you would get to choose how to unlock new abilities that would make you even better, and this would obviously keep you hooked and keep you interested in playing because, like I said, Skyrim isn't rich, full of story. Yes, it's got so much interesting history and lore. I think that is what makes Skyrim super engaging as well, is the world. Like I said, it's not really the consequences and actions of what you do as a player. It's about the world that you're inhabiting, the deep history, the lore, the atmosphere, the music, the ambience, the characters, the creatures, the interesting quests. A lot of the quests weren't amazing, a lot of them were fetch quests and stuff like that and not that interesting, but all of this came together in such a unique package. I think that's why Skyrim, to me, isn't just a video game, it's a work of art. Skyrim is a combination of all of these creative people coming together and making something so unique and so wonderful. And I honestly feel like Skyrim doesn't get enough credit because, yes, we have seen many games like this, but none of them have ever captured the same sense of wonder that Skyrim managed to capture. And I feel like a lot of people are forgetting that, and now with open world games, because that has become the trend because Skyrim was so successful and other games like it, but they never deliver the same sense of magic and intrigue and peacefulness and wonder. You know, it's not just having a wide open map to explore that makes an open world game good. It's all about the atmosphere, it's all about the history, the lore, the characters that you meet, and the interesting things that you're doing within that world. Just having a bunch of things on a map doesn't make an open world game engaging. Skyrim felt very different because it didn't feel like you were just doing these things for the sake of, ooh, here's a quest for you to do. It all felt organic. The way you would just walk into a new place and talk to people and discover new things. You know, I think that really is the charm of a Bethesda game as well. And sadly, I think they have lost that. In many ways, I think Skyrim was just a freak accident. Because yes, all the Elder Scrolls games before were great, but none of them really captured the sense of mystique I feel that Skyrim did. And I don't think we're ever going to get that again. I think it was just a unique blip in time with all of these creative people coming together, the great composer, the music, the ambience, the sound design, and it just came together in such a right time before open world games were saturated, and this is how an open world game should be made, because it just captures all of the things that you want. Open world games have now become a dime a dozen. They might be filled with tons of things to do, but it feels pointless, it feels empty, it doesn't feel like you're inhabiting a real world. And games like Skyrim and Red Dead Redemption, for example, you know, you're not constantly doing something, you're not constantly being surprised by, you know, this crazy thing happening. You know, it's about the moments where you're just walking through this digital landscape and taking in the creative wonder. Skyrim does fall short in a lot of aspects, and a lot of other games do things much better than Skyrim, and it didn't give you many options to tackle the quest in ways that you wanted to do it. It always felt like a linear experience as soon as you embarked on a quest. So there were things that I think other games did a lot better, but Skyrim to me will always be a magical experience because of the sense of wonder and discovery and the unique creative world that it made. And you don't see many games like that, you know, with such rich detail and such creative love and ambience behind it. And to me, that's what makes a game engaging, is something that truly is brimming with creativity. All the points that I made is what made Skyrim so special, and I think everyone has their own unique reasons to it, so please let me know yours down below in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed this retrospective review of Skyrim, and I'll see you in the next video. Have yourselves a great day. Peace out.